Over here at, again, at Baton Rouge High, we have a steady stream of people been coming in all day, and you can see there's people in the voting booths. Well, there's not right this second, but there have been for most of the time. We've been here about an hour in the voting booths right around. And commissioners say, though, they still don't expect a turnout of more than about 50% at this precinct, but it's still busy. And we'll have another report tonight later on. I'm Marcianne Goldsby reporting live from Baton Rouge High. Phil?
All right. Thank you very much, Marcianne Goldsby. Well, ahead on Newsline 9, an update on an explosion and fire that destroyed 2 homes in downtown Donaldsonville last night. Also, the custody battle for an 11-year-old college grad from Santa Cruz, California. Stay with us. State police say a 47-year-old Baton Rouge man was killed early this morning while attempting to place safety markers behind his stalled 18-wheeler on I-10. A large group of people turned out this morning to hold a rally near the governor's mansion. The gathering was called by several groups to show their opposition to abortion. October has been dubbed Respect Life Month by the Catholic Church. Police estimate the size of today's crowd at between 4,000 and 5,000 people. Well, a newborn baby found abandoned in the bathroom at Northwestern State University in Natchitoches is said to be in good condition tonight. The child is thought to have been born Thursday. It was left in a bathroom sink with a note asking whoever found the baby to take care of it. The baby was wrapped only in a towel. We've all heard the song Rainy Days and Mondays. Well, this weekend you can change that to Rainy Days and Sundays. Badge Correll will tell us all about it in weather. Also, another tough game for the LSU Tigers, a tough loss, this time in Florida. Highlights and a preview of tonight's Southern Jag contest coming up. Well, if you got out to vote this morning, you know it was wet out there.
I did get out to vote, Phil, and while I talked to a few people who were undecided about a few races, they were all decided about the weather. Everyone says it's time for a front, and if they had to vote on it, they would like cooler weather. And it looks like we will get some early this week. We'll tell you about that in our forecast. But first of all, let's take a look at our current conditions in Baton Rouge. We're under cloudy skies, and our temperature is presently 77 degrees. Humidity is at 85%, and winds are out of the southeast at about 6 miles per hour. And our relative humidity is at 85%. Barometer is at 29.94, and it's gradually rising. Taking a look at today's high, 83. Today's low was 71. Normals for this time of the year, 84 and 63. The Mississippi River is unchanged. Meanwhile, the Amite River is at 11.8, and it is up, and the Atchafalaya River is also up. Taking a look at our current radar, we're picking up 2 bands of organized shower. Let's take a look at our local radar, and we can see some heavy shower activity located just north of Lake Charles around DeRidder and DeQuincy, and they're getting some very heavy thunderstorms, and it's part of an organized band of thunderstorm activity which extends from north of Lake Charles all the way on up into southeast Mississippi, and they're expecting some brief periods of rain of up to 1 inch in only a few minutes, less than an hour. Some very heavy thunderstorm activities, and it's going to continue to move on to the east, but it looks like most of it's going to break up before it reaches the Baton Rouge area. Also a very organized band of thunderstorm activity ranging from just south of New Orleans all the way on up into the coast just off of Cameron. Taking a look on our regional radar, we can see the shower activity taking place in Mississippi, Alabama, as well as Louisiana, and that's all due to our low-pressure trough elsewhere in the nation. The center of that trough is actually located over Oklahoma, and you can see they're also getting some hail tonight as a result of that low-pressure system. On our satellite, we can see as that cloudiness developed over our region, you can see thunderstorm activity taking place from the Gulf of Mexico all the way on up into the Great Lakes, and that's due to that trough, which is going to continue to move on to the east. But behind it, they have a cool front, and it's being pushed by high pressure. So we should see things cooling off probably by Monday. Around Tuesday or Wednesday, we should really see cooler conditions. So we're looking for this front to continue to move on through. By tomorrow, that low-pressure trough should be past our area, should be located over Alabama, where they'll continue to get some shower activity. And on Monday's map, this is what we're going to keep a close eye on. This is the cool front that may do it and cool things off. It's being pushed by high pressure, which is already cooling things off over in the Great Plains. And taking a look at tomorrow's forecast for the nation, they're expecting thunderstorm activity all along in the Great Lakes region, all the way down into the Ohio valleys, the Mississippi, and the Tennessee valleys, and that's all due to that low-pressure system which is moving through our way this weekend and will be located over the east tomorrow. Elsewhere in the nation, it's going to be beautiful weather over in the Great Plains, beautiful weather in Oklahoma, and all the way on up into the plains, as well as portions of the Northwest. They're going to have real nice weather. Tonight's lows are going to dip down into the 60s in Louisiana, in the upper 60s, and you can see Canadian air is already beginning to move down into the Northwest. where in the plains and parts of Montana it's going to get down into the 30s. So our forecast for southeast Louisiana and the Newsline 9 viewing area this election night, we're calling for showers and thunderstorms, a 70% chance of rain tonight. We will get wet, a low of about 73 degrees. There is sunset and sunrise posted. For tomorrow, we're looking for cloudy skies, a gradual clearing trend. Probably tomorrow afternoon, we'll see conditions clearing up a great deal, but nevertheless, we're keeping a 30% chance of shower activity in the forecast. We may see some showers tomorrow, a high of about 83 degrees. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy skies are expected. It should be a little cooler, a low of about 63 degrees. And on Monday, partly cloudy, a high of 79. But on our extended forecast, we are calling for conditions to cool off. Let's take a look at, first of all, conditions offshore. Winds are out of the southeast at 5 to 10 knots. Seas are about 2 to 4 feet, and there are scattered thunderstorms offshore, and seas are choppy. Our extended forecast, Monday, a slight chance of showers. Tuesday, it should be cooler, and Wednesday, it should be real nice and cool. And that looks like our weather picture for this election night, Phil.
Boy, the last couple of nights with the cool temperatures has
it's
just
so
been beautiful.
muggy out there, and that's because the humidity is so high.
Yeah, but I'll take the cool temperatures any day. Okay, well, the Circus was in town this weekend in Baton Rouge. Adults and children alike flocked to the downtown Centerplex today to take a look. Even our own Brenda Braxton was on hand as a celebrity elephant rider. You know Brenda from the 5 o'clock news during the week. No word on how much practice she got in on the elephant ride, but from what we see here, she appears to have it down. This weekend Circus at the Centerplex is sponsored by the Shriners of Baton Rouge. Boy, it has been a long time, you said earlier, since the Tigers lost 2 in a row.
Yeah, do they have any gators at that circus today?
I don't know.
Not a popular animal in Louisiana right now. You probably saw it here on Channel 9. The Tigers struggled. We're going to recount the highlights here from some of the Tigers and their explanations, plus plenty more college football when we come back.
Tonight's LSU football report is brought to you by U.S. Agencies. For all your insurance needs, call U.S. Agencies.
All right, it looks like the party is over for Mike Archer and the LSU football team. Not since 1976 had the Florida Gators managed to beat LSU at Florida Field in Gainesville. That is until today. The final numbers on the board that count: Florida 19 and LSU 6. The Tigers trying to explain what happened to the LSU offense. College scores from this afternoon: USL over East Carolina 48-36, and Louisiana Tech keeps Kansas State on that winless streak. 31-28 the final there. Northwest over Southwest Texas State 49-21 was the final there. Well, we saw Emmitt Smith and Tom Hodson, who are supposedly Heisman candidates. Another Heisman hopeful today with his hands full. It was a battle of top 20 powers as UCLA's Troy Aikman gives off here to his running back for a touchdown, but UCLA was only tied with Washington 17-17. And Boston College an upset today as they beat Pitt 34-31. Touchdown pass to Cherry there. Here's your complete scoreboard now. Miami against Missouri, and the last report, the wire's a little bit slow tonight, but Miami was beating Missouri 52-0 in the third quarter. UCLA and Washington in that tie. Stanford and Notre Dame, and they're just getting started. Televised game on ESPN. It's West Virginia beating Virginia Tech 22-10 today. South Carolina beats Appalachian State 35-9, and Nebraska with no problem against UNLV. Oklahoma 35-7 over Iowa State. Wyoming, the final on that should be 35-16. The Cowboys over Fullerton State. Michigan beat Wisconsin 62-14, and Texas A&M got back on a winning track 50-15 over Texas Tech. Well, Baton Rouge has... That's it for sports. We should have a busy night tonight. Andre Morrow is in Gainesville. We'll have a report from him. Also plenty of highlights from Southern's game and all the sports you need to keep up with.
Let's hope the Jags do better than Tigers tonight. We'll be right back. Just an hour and a half before the polls close here in East Baton Rouge Parish and all over Louisiana. It's primary day, and our live coverage will begin here on Channel 9 at 7:30. Here's George Sells with a preview.
Phil, as you mentioned earlier in the newscast, of course, the big race in town tonight is for mayor. Who will it be? Well, the pre-election polls have indicated it will be Tom Ed McHugh at the top of the pack. So I guess the big question tonight will be who will win the number 2 spot? Will it be Woody Dumas or Mike Cross? The pre-election polls have indicated it might be pretty close. Of course, the only poll that counts is the poll that was taken today by the voters. The polls close about an hour and a half from now. We'll start getting numbers right at 8 o'clock here in this control center, where we'll process them and pass them along to you. Our broadcast will take the air tonight at 7:30. We'll give you a preview of what races to look for during the night. We'll also look at some of the big races outside East Baton Rouge Parish. Throughout the night, we'll also be traveling around the city by remote live location to tell you what the candidates are doing and how they're reacting to the numbers as they come in. And I want to point something else out. As the numbers begin coming in at 8 o'clock, they'll come in just a little slowly at first. So rather than rehash numbers all night tonight, we'll be showing you a movie as we go along. We'll be going in and out of the movie, but best of all and most of all, it'll be election coverage, all beginning right here on Channel 9 at 7:30. Hope you'll join us. Bill?
Thanks, George. A busy weekend in South Louisiana despite the rain. Among the activities out there this weekend, the Antique Show and Sale at the Belmont Hotel. Of course, the proceeds go to the Foundation for Historical Louisiana. Tonight, we'll leave you with a few parting shots of that event. We'll see you again tonight at 10.